Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Masquerade. I'm the Dungeon Master, Michael. With me again, I have
Again, other Michael.
other Michael. It shouldn't be other Michael. It
Other
should just
Michael.
be Michael.
Just Michael.
Um,
Well, I mean, the DM is the face.
that's we're all the face.
We're all. You're right. We're all
the face at
We're
the
all
table.
face.
But like again, I enjoyed our talk last time.
Yes.
We definitely wanted to pick your brain some more.
Some more.
And one thing I did want to kind of get into is, we
To kind of jump into things real quick.
jump in real quick. Yeah. We kind of talked about it a little bit in last video that we did, but the rules lawyer aspect of it. I know you're more of a rules lawyer than I am, and with that, is there a certain point where it's always rules lawyer, or is there like a middle ground that you'll meet at?
So as a player, I believe that the rules are there for the player. The spell does it the way that it needs to be done, and it is there for the player to do. As a DM, I think it needs to be more the spirit of the rules, because you deal with a whole bunch more. You deal with how the world goes, and it feels very, very icky as a DM to be like, I'm so sorry, I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to new players. Like, there's a lot of new players, who is, Caden.
Caden's brand new.
Brand new.
First campaign ever.
Yeah, Testicles.
Testiculus pancakeus.
Yes, that.
There's always one.
He's really new, and he's doing his absolute darndest, but sometimes he doesn't quite understand the way that the rules are written, and I feel really bad, but I have to rules lawyer him, because I'm like, this is not how that works, because this is not how the spell is designed to work.
How do you optimize the character?
Yes.
Like, he may not know, and it's just, hey, it's some educational bit, like, hey, this is what you can do. I just looked at his character sheet the other day, because I'm incorporating a new note-taking system. My God, he has a ton of stuff.
Yes.
That I'm like, you could be maximizing so much more for this, and he's not. But every session we're watching, he's doing more. He's getting like more involved, more in tune with what he is.
Which is great.
It's great to see.
I even looked at his thing, and he was looking at, hey, I want a feat, because we just hit this level. I really want to get a feat. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I talked to him about great weapon fighting.
That would be perfect for him.
And I think it would be amazing for him, especially with the new sword that you gave him. It really helps alleviate the detriment that great weapon fighting has.
100%.
And so it'll make him just be a monster.
I think it gives you like the new ability attack where you can hit multiple things at once.
So that
might just be Baldur's Gate.
There
Cleave, I think, is the rule.
What is it?
Cleave.
That is a weapon mastery.
Weapon mastery. That's what
based
it is.
off of what weapon that he uses, and he uses a great sword, and I'm pretty sure it is cleave.
Yeah.
But the great weapon fighting is, it reduces your chance to hit by -5, but it increases your damage by +10 each time you hit. It is monstrous. And by giving him the sword, it alleviates that minus. And so it'll make him a lot more consistent. And
just do that all the time.
Yeah, just do it all the time. And I was able to, in his character sheet, I was able to fix the numbers, and so he doesn't have to think about the numbers.
Yeah,
he just does them.
He just does them,
and hopefully it works out for him.
That dude hits hard.
He does, and that's what a paladin's supposed to do.
It should.
They are single target monsters. I would know. I played a paladin as my first character. I did over 120 damage one time.
Jeez.
We were level like 20.
Okay.
We were level 20.
Okay.
We had some really awesome weapons. I had a very fancy custom feat. And so this was like the upper echelons of what a character and a DM can do together. But this was old 5e rules where I could smite every single time.
Yeah.
And I just smite just so much. And
every hit should be a smite.
Every hit was a smite,
yeah.
And I was just burning through my high level spell slots just over and over, and yeah, it was obscene the amount of damage I did. The new rules makes it so you can't do that as much, but still, with the way that he picked up great weapon fighting, he should still be the single target monster.
Yeah,
he should still be the one burning through just I'm gonna pick you and you're gonna be dead by the time I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm at fault for that.
Hmm.
So this campaign, we've only had one major combat.
That's right, we did.
We've only had one,
Uh-huh.
and we're 9 episode sessions in.
Mhm.
I focus so much on the world building of where we're at, and so much of the role playing aspect and building up, and then now we're doing combat for the first time, and it was a single point, and he just flew with Kronk right into this thing's asshole. Like, it always happens. Someone tries to go into some orifice they shouldn't go into, but that's what happened.
Yep.
And it's once he starts hitting, I have more planned for combat. I just wanted to get us to a point where like I said, I'm world building right now, lore building, and having background of where you're at right now, and it's gonna slow down here. I think this session that we're about to do here soon, it's all slow.
Yes.
Or a previous session that you'll watch from this, it's a lot slower, and I'm toning it down a bit.
And I think you're really good at that. You're a great what is it? You're great at conversation. You're great at fleshing out people and characters and how us as the players interact with it. And your combats are great. I will say.
Thank you.
Yeah, the combats, the here's and there's, and that's fine. Combat takes a lot of time.
It does.
When I did my little 1-shot, 2-shot, you know, we did a lot of conversation before that, a lot of exploration, talking with each other, all that fun stuff. And then we're like, oh, we've been here for 2.5 hours. We gotta stop because we're gonna start combat, and that's gonna be another 2.5 hours. Combat takes a lot of time, especially with people and new players who aren't super familiar with what they're doing, and that's okay. That's okay. Take your time. Do what you need to do.
Take your time.
Make sure that it happens properly. I'm so sorry. Something that I've been thinking of, your first question when we first started, rules lawyering. As a player, I think you should follow the rules.
Yes.
If you want to break the rules, do it sparingly. As a DM, break the rules. Break the rules as often.
That's all I do. I break rules.
Yes. As a DM, it's the spirit of the rules. Make sure that your players are having fun. Don't like snap them in half. Obviously, bend them. Bend them. Make sure that it is enjoyable.
Put some pressure on them.
Yes. Stuff like that.
Especially now with where we're at, and there's 7 of us, 7 players at the table. Sorry, there's 8 of us.
Yes.
I have to put pressure, and I feel like at least combat, there's pressure. Every combat, even our previous campaign with Bloodstone Calamity, there was pressure the whole time.
Because your combats are so sparing, each one feels incredibly impactful. It's not like a lot of other campaigns, or even say like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate is a great D&D video game.
It's so good.
It's so good, but combat can happen so regularly. You're like, oh, whatever. You know, I can do 6 or 7 combats, and I'm like, oh, I've used 2 spell slots. Not worried about it. Your combats are like, if I don't use every spell slot possible,
burn them now.
I will not survive the end of this.
Burn them now.
Yes, and so I love that. I love being able to just go hard.
Yep.
Especially as a brand new caster.
That's do everything you can.
Yes, use every single one of my spell slots. Make sure I work for it.
I have to do that because there's 8 of us, 7 players at the table. We only within the 3-hour sessions that we do, 2-3 hours, we only go through maybe 3-4 rounds of combat.
Yeah, which is pretty standard, honestly.
Yeah, and we have to go through, and I explain. So like I was talking to Wesley, and I've tried to have this. I'm having this conversation with him right now, where he's like, I keep getting down, and he keeps raising his AC. He's doing everything he can do as a player to raise his character's AC, and I'm like, you have to understand, like we don't have many rounds of combat, so I'll tell you right now, I'm hitting harder on purpose.
Yes,
because I have to. Because if I don't, and I let you guys hit hard, there's no challenge. There's no challenge to it.
Whatsoever. Again, the comparison to Baldur's Gate. Me personally, as someone who plays D&D, and I'm very familiar with how the system works, I can go like, I'm not joking, 6 or 7 like scary combats, and I've used 2 or 3 spell slots. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep this day going. And that's not the way that you play it, and that's totally fine. If I may put my 2 cents in,
Go for it.
There are roles that are designed for each class and for each character and their role within the party.
Yeah.
A lot of this has to stem, unfortunately, I believe, from World of Warcraft. I played a lot of World of Warcraft.
I did too.
And the roles that you have to play determine how your class is played. Wesley is playing a fighter, and he is playing our frontliner.
He's doing a good job.
He's doing a fabulous job. The fact that he's being downed is his job.
That is, yes.
And as something that, if he keeps being frustrated with that, that may need to be a conversation you have with him about working his character different.
That's true.
On how he wants to play his character. Because if he keeps playing this frontliner, that's great. I'm glad that you want to play it this way. This is unfortunately the side effect of it. Yeah. If I play a healer in World of Warcraft and all I do is DPS, all I do is damage, and my tank dies, that's on you. Yeah, that's on me. I'm not doing my assigned role.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a tank and I'm not doing my job at keeping all of the rest of my party alive, I'm not doing my job.
Yeah.
And
Wesley does his job well.
He does his job
very well.
Very well. I think what would probably help him is, again, either revising how he wants to play his character, especially in combat, or
pick the fights.
What was that?
Pick the fights.
Pick the fights, yes. Either that, or we need to, as a party, come to a different agreement about how combat is laid out. Yeah.
Like, we're watching this guy just jump in all the time.
Just jump in all the time. Good for him. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah. And that's what he's like. His character is so noble, very knight, like stereotypical knight, jump right into the fray.
Chivalrous, protect the party from the dragon.
And we have 3 frontliners.
No, I think we're down to 2 because.
Well, you have the paladin, you have the barbarian.
That's right, the paladin.
We have a paladin.
The paladin, the
they're
barbarian,
always
and the
together.
Yes, they're stuck together.
They're stuck together physically. And then we have 1, 2, 3. Well, Silk. He's a hit or miss. He goes back and forth.
Yes.
He should be, honestly, not a frontliner. That's the way I play bards.
Yes.
I'm a spell bard. And then we have a caster, and then so we have 3 frontliners.
3 frontliners and 3 backline.
Yep. And I had this conversation. It's like, we don't have many combats.
No, we don't, and that's totally fine.
And we're, like I said, we're world building. We're trying to get to the point where we're going to start being awesome. And now that I just gave that level, we're getting awesome. That level took a long time to get,
It really did. And honestly, it was for the best, especially with my character being a sorcerer now. And with the brand new sorcerer and all of their brand new rules, level 9 was a huge boost for me.
Yeah.
The kind of cool spells I was able to pick up, I'm very sorry.
Oh, I imagine.
I am preemptively apologizing.
Low key, what I thought about doing when we talked about your class change was you keep your 8 levels of monk, but I give you the level of sorcerer, and we start working it down. Not every level, but every session, 2 sessions, we take 1 from monk and give it to sorcerer.
That would have been a lot of fun.
And we're working that out as you're learning.
I see where you're coming from, and that's a lot of fun. I'm glad I was able to just swap it.
But you should just jump right into it.
Just jump right in there. If you hadn't said that, I would have been totally okay.
Yeah.
I would have totally been down for it. And if I wasn't, I would have said so. Because that's how I would have wanted to play my character.
Yeah, and he's doing such a good job. I love Kare. So I don't know if you've noticed, I loved spending time narratively explaining things. Like, it's a very strong passion of mine to get into, like, how certain things are, the way it looks, the way things happen. I think the way I even describe spells aren't even when it's in the book.
Yeah.
Like, the way I describe it.
But that's the best part about D&D.
The best part.
It's of the mind's eye, the fantasy of it. Do whatever you feel like.
Yep. My detect thoughts, like, actually, this is a great example.
Okay.
The way I did detect thoughts with
it was with me, with
you. Oh, I can't remember if it was this campaign or last campaign. Someone did like a detect thoughts on someone. Oh no, they did detect magic, and it was last campaign.
Okay.
Petal had the amulet on her, and we figured out, finally we figured out that there is a curse, something binding her, and they cast detect magic on her. Where I think the rules is like you detect the school magic and all that stuff. I'm like, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. It's almost like a scry, like you're going into the actual. Pardon me. The when the binding happened, and you saw that aspect, and you saw the ritual something taking place. Like you were far away. Your whole vision's blurred. You're seeing tendrils of blackness come around just in your vision, and you're seeing this small girl crying in a corner, and you're watching this giant shadow of a beast like put some spell on. Like to me, like explaining that, now I gave you an emotional tie to what just happened.
Yeah, you get the emotional tie. You were able to. It's a lot more interesting to as a player, especially. Yes, that's technically not how the
Not
the
at
spell
all.
works,
Nowhere near.
but it makes the use of the spell far more interesting.
Yep.
It makes the world building more interesting. It makes the character interaction more interesting.
The utility is
love
different.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you're a sorcerer, you have fireball. You should be able to light a candle like this, no problem. Like that's that kind of aspect of like that spell doesn't work like that in the book, but you should be able to still kind of know how to do that.
Technically, yes, you should be able to know how to do it, and it's totally fine.
That's the kind of stuff that I love to narratively talk about.
The inconsequentialness of it,
yes,
is kind of what also.
Yes, that's a good way to describe it.
You know, in combat, that's where the rules like really need to hunker down. But out of combat, whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Just make it fun.
We spend so much time out of combat. You want to use those spells and skills for a reason.
For a reason, yeah. Especially as a magic user. Sorcerers are very aggressively combat. They're very aggressively combat classes. And so being able to use those fun out of combat spells, stuff that aren't used very often from a sorcerer's perspective, makes it more interesting to play a sorcerer.
Yes, it is. So let me ask you, in the state of where the campaign is, how are you enjoying it so far?
I personally am loving it. I love being able to. This is just a me thing. I like being able in a specific zone. I love your world, and I love that you have built it just so vastly. But it's very comforting to know it's like this is where we're sticking around. We don't have to go very far.
Nope.
And this is kind of where we are staying. And it makes it very easy for us as a party to kind of stay on task.
Yes.
And when the world is bigger, that's something that's, I will say, is a mistake that I made in my first, is that I had the whole world open. Yeah. And I was like, go wherever you want. And they started going,
ooh, shiny.
Yeah,
and they go left.
Yes. Ooh, piece of candy. And it was like, oh no, this is not what I wanted to happen.
Yep,
now I have
not
to,
ready.
Now I have to completely change either what was going to happen, or now I have to completely start up a new side quest.
Yeah.
In hopes to maybe steer them back in the direction that I had hoped.
Yeah. The Jaded Forest was. So I've built Elox, I've built the world, and it's sectioned in different areas. So I have like a long campaign throughout it, but it's separated by campaigns as well.
Yes.
So we were in Green Song last campaign, all halflings. This is the Jaded Forest. And we made the rule, like I made the race, the Jaded Elves. That's what Megan Aloe's playing.
Yes.
She's a Jaded Elf. And I took a lot of inspiration for other things from that. But I do like that you said that, where we are very centralized. To me, I felt like I gave you a whole world, and I gave you a piece of paper of the map, and I feel like I marginalized how big it really was.
Yes, and me as a DM and me as a player really, really appreciates that. It keeps us very localized. Everything seems relevant, but it's large enough that we could go somewhere else and at least experience something different if that's where we as the party wanted to go.
Yeah, like last campaign, it was very much like video game. You know what's going to happen. Oh, sorry, you're on a path, and I'm guiding you on that path the whole time. Right now, with where we're at, and in this campaign I did it as well, but right now, the decisions are on you guys. I'm leaving this openness to y'all to figure out what you want to do. Now, whether you don't go and do this thing over here and save this grove or this town, there's consequences. But I have a calendar of when events are happening. So the freedom that I'm letting you guys have, you guys can choose where to go. You want to go out of the forest, then you can go out of the forest. I have stuff prepared for that in that case.
Yes.
I have a contingency for that. I'm trying to keep that sense, and I think everybody's in the sense where like, we want to stay. We want to know what's happening.
We want to know what's happening. We want to help.
Yeah.
And that's something that we, as a party, do really well, is that we desire to help. And I think that really helps kind of focus our attention.
Yep.
And I think that's something I want to mention that you are really good at, is you have the calendar of this is what's going to happen at this time. I think that's great because it helps make the world feel alive.
Yeah.
Because it's not... I hate using Baldur's Gate again as
no, it's
kind
a
of
great reference. It's a great game.
It really is, but sometimes, I can take 1,000 long rests.
1,000, all of them.
And nothing will happen.
Nothing.
The world will stay the same. There's a couple instances where there are consequences, but 9 times out of 10, you're like, I'm not worried about it. I will do as I see fit to make sure that I want this to happen. You do really good at making sure that the world keeps turning.
It's
no
always
matter
moving.
what you want.
Yeah, it's like old World of Warcraft versus new World of Warcraft. Well, maybe not the best reference. Like, to me, new World of Warcraft, I'm the hero. Like, I'm doing all the cool stuff. Or with a group and stuff. Back in original Vanilla WoW, to me at least, I was a player in the world. Like, I revolved around the world, not the other way around the story. I was witnessing all of it. And that's what I'm trying to keep with this, where you are very young heroes in probably a plot that you are not ready for.
Yeah.
And it's, how are you content? It's like the Lord of the Rings. Like, everybody was good, but what they faced was insurmountable odds.
It was the mountain that didn't seem feasible.
Yeah.
But the very stereotypical the will of the human nature.
It was.
Very much that. And I think you do a very good job at making sure the world keeps moving.
The world will always keep moving. And it also, having that calendar, I railroad a lot too. Like, I'll hear things that you want to do at the table, and I want to be like, let's capitalize on it. That's such a cool idea. Let's figure that out. I'll railroad myself for my own timeline, so it actually keeps pressure on me as well to stay on topic. And I'm very notorious with, I will always end in a cliffhanger or some event that drives the next session.
Yes. Because that really helps make sure that we stay on task.
Stay on task.
You have done a very good job with this story to make sure that we stay on task.
Yes.
And because you've made this you've made this plot, and the odds are not with us. It's not going well right now, and we are trying our best to stay up with it. And I think that does also help keep us on task without railroading us.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to and you guys are actually very aware, more than I probably realize, with when you're not you're against those odds. Like, the odds are against you type thing. Where in our first campaign, we saw him in this one, Eritros, the wizard. I was very scared in the moment I introduced him that he was going, like, the party's like, all right, fuck it, we're going to kill him.
Yeah.
We're going to attack him. And I was like, he is so importantly strong, you will die.
That is also something that I think is, probably a byproduct of the way that games function nowadays.
That's true.
With Baldur's Gate, with World of Warcraft, with a whole bunch of other just big online games, death is not a huge hamper.
Yeah.
And so I can just throw my body at the wall until it breaks, and I'm gonna suffer minimal consequences. In a game like D&D, the consequences are a lot larger.
So the consequences are
very
consequences.
large. And in Bloodstone Calamity, my character died.
We killed him.
And it was a little bit for plot reasons, but it was kind of like, I hope to teach some of the new players that this is permanent. If you do something stupid enough, you will be murdered,
Yeah.
and you will have to make someone different.
There was that, like, the party started to kind of get
A little too big for their shoes.
Yeah, they kind of, their egos were filling their heads, like they were
Mhm.
killing everything, we're beating ass,
Yeah,
kicking ass,
we're
wiping
going.
ass,
Yeah.
and it was around the time where I discussed it with you offhand. I was like,
Mhm.
hey, do you mind if, I know we discussed like if you wanted to make a new character, you could. Do you mind in this moment we kill your character
Yeah.
because of this reason?
Mhm.
And the moment it happened, it was like end of the episode, pin drop.
Yes.
Like it was very much like nonchalant, no music, no sounds, and it was power word kill. And I think we still had to explain what that meant.
Yes.
Uh,
And I do believe that a couple of the other players, like, they're like, oh, I'm going to try and stop this. And we're like, no, this is happening whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And that is an unfortunate part about, that is a little bit of the railroading.
Yeah.
But it is also something that I do personally think is necessary.
Mhm.
You need to have big, bad, evil characters.
You do.
You need to have the big guys who you're not ready. In Legend of Zelda, in a lot of the older games, you couldn't fight Ganondorf
You can't.
until you were ready to do so.
Yeah.
And, no matter how hard you tried, you were not ready to do it. At least within the gameplay's perspective.
Yes.
As a player, you could break the game in half
Speedrun
and
it,
be done
yeah.
with it in 2 minutes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the terms of the fantasy, you were not ready to fight the big bad evil guy until you were actually ready.
Yeah, it's your story, your arc. How you
Yes.
get to that moment where you're fighting Ganondorf on
Mhm.
the top of the tower. There's that is a big aspect of it. And like this campaign, how could I set up that? Okay, we just got out of prison. All right, we're hiding. I know there's a sense that Grove Magnala is strong.
Yes.
How can I make them stronger? Okay, cool. Grove Leuven is under attack.
Mhm.
You guys got there like quickly.
Yes.
Like a day or two after you found out, it's gone.
It's gone. It's completely decimated, and the
decimated.
airships are already left.
Yeah.
And I think that puts a big old fire under us, and we're like,
Right.
oh, we're not catching up, and I don't think we're going to.
Yeah.
But we have to play damage control.
Like, do we go to the grove that they're heading?
Mm-hmm.
We can't do anything. Like,
And-
I heard that conversations are like, we can't fight them.
Yeah.
We can't beat them. How do we gonna stop? Like having those conversations, I love to hear because now everybody's engaged. Everybody's part of the story now.
And everyone's starting to realize, like, oh, maybe us as characters, we're not equipped to take care of this.
Yeah.
And I think that is necessary, especially in these early stages, to kind of make sure that our expectations are tempered.
Yep.
Because we as a party, we turn around and be like, yeah, we're gonna go back to Grove Magnala. We're gonna kill the Haven.
Yep.
And then that's just what we're gonna do. Realistically, that's not feasible. But from a meta perspective, that's not feasible.
No, it's
And
not.
It's something that we shouldn't be doing. And thankfully, us as a party are doing a really good job at making sure to do what we can.
Manage
And,
well.
Yeah, do what we can and not what we
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Where's your efforts best suited right now? And having that sense of what's the plan. Okay, that plan's already out the window.
Yes.
We can't. Nope. Cross that off the board. Let's go over here where we think that we can help. And I'm very excited with where we're at right now. The aspect of trying to keep the on task part of it is I don't have to work that hard. We all at this point I feel like I understand the motives of where everybody's at, so I can cater to it and help feed it. And I give these moments to where people are just to certain players where it's like, okay, it hits hard for them. Like Wesley, he's very knightly. He saw a woman and child killed, massacred. Their husband was outside and father, and have this moment where it's just like emotionally tied to him. Aloe, her grove is on fire right now. Silk's whole purpose here is he's looking for a certain item. Kronk is kind of just going with the flow with the things, and same thing with Testes. Flinrich just wants to get back at home in bed right now,
but he's been pulled in.
He's just pulled in.
He's just pulled in, and then I can explain this a little bit better because I'm the one playing the character
Yes.
for Kare. His whole shtick is that he's, especially originally as a monk, he was looking for dragons to learn from
Mhm.
in order to expand his knowledge and his understanding of his monastery. And now, even better, as a draconic sorcerer, now he needs to even more importantly find dragons to understand potentially his lineage
Yeah.
and also to help better understand his own personal power.
Like the thing that he always felt drawn to is now finally making sense.
It makes sense, and it's even more ingrained than he thought.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is an incredible way to help propel his own personal story.
Yeah. What do you think, and I'm going to do a little segue here. What is your favorite class? Is it the sorcerer right now, or is it, if you could pick a favorite class you've played?
It is an aggressive toss up. My first character ever was a paladin, and I loved him to death. He was so good. I liked being able to be kind of that what's called a gish. It's an old term from Githyanki, because a lot of their fighters were called gish, and it's where they were both spellcasters and melee fighters, and they could really dip into both.
Those were the dragon riders too, right?
I believe so. I'm not very familiar on the Githyanki as like a culture.
Yeah.
But I just know that that's where the term comes from.
I'm only learning from Baldur's Gate as well, like Geth and Gesh and all their terms.
And all the slurs.
All the slurs. Lots of slurs. Lots of racism in that game.
Which is, yes. But I think as I have grown to be just me as a person and me as a player, I feel that I enjoy playing spellcasters more.
Yeah.
D&D 2024, D&D 5.5, whatever you want to call it, has done a lot better at making martials more than just Icewing Sword.
Yes.
And they're making it a lot more interesting for those melee characters to have a better time out of combat instead of being just built for combat.
Yes.
But I still prefer playing spellcasters because I like being able to weave magic into helping out the party.
Yeah.
I like being able to identify and read thoughts and all that kind of fun stuff in order to help guide the party and also hopefully guide the story.
Yes.
I do think I'm not a huge fan of this class, but I do believe clerics are that delicious middle ground.
Yeah. And there's so many subclasses,
especially with the old subclasses. Like there were so many flavors you could pick from, and it was really great if you wanted to be a little bit more of a frontliner or a little bit more of a spellcaster. Obviously, as a class, it's built as a spellcaster, but you could kind of work your way into being a frontliner if you so desired.
Yeah, they really capitalize onto what kind of supportive do you want to be? You want to be more of a supportive tank, borderline paladin?
Yes.
Or do you want to be that like back row, I'm healing, casting spells just to heal, buffing everybody?
Yes, all that kind of fun stuff. I do believe that paladins and clerics are two sides of that coin.
Yes, very much so.
Clerics are more the spellcasters and paladins are more the melee.
Yeah.
And it's kind of they both kind of dip into each other when it comes to the other classes' strengths.
Yeah, one's like the shield and one's the faith. Yeah.
And I think it's really good. What's your favorite class then?
Mine is, I love bards.
Really?
I love bards. I think it's my most played class. My first character I ever made was an Aerokaka rogue that wanted to be a thief because I was like Legolas, very like I was like 10 years old. I was very much like in the shadows.
Very edgelord.
Very edgelord. I looked like a chocobo. I had like black robes on. My talons had knives on them. Like this is to me what I thought was D&D.
Yes.
And my father also played D&D. He told me the stories when he was a rogue. So I think naturally I went that way. And my next character, I played an elf bard. And I just enjoyed it so much. And then obviously I got into theater, so I like the performing side of it. I like bards one because I love the role play aspect of D&D. I love to talk. I love to explore. To me, that is over combat to me. That's what I enjoy. But I also enjoy being a supportive person. Like I mainly play support classes, and even if it's not a support class, I will run it as some sort of support class. Like my warlock was like a infliction warlock where I'm just doing debuffs and stuff, like banes and this and darkness that. But my bards, I play mostly as a supportive spellcaster. I think the runner-up after bard is I love wizards.
Yeah.
Specifically divination wizards.
Real quick.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Divination wizards specifically. I love Varen. So
yes, you've played Varen several times.
Very much love Varen. He is he's been brought into video, but he was played more offhand for your one shots. Varen is a kobold that's blue that was raised by a blue dragon that was killed by a group of adventurers and he is stupid. Like his lowest stat is wisdom. He's super smart. Like he ended up getting under the care of some other wizard that brought him to like a college of mages where he excelled at, but he would like get bullied a lot and he just didn't understand. He would just be like, they would ask like, oh, why are your robes look all like grungy and
all
holes?
all dingy, yeah.
I'm like, well, my robes were taken by like the students because I had to help them with the test and they needed it to help pass whatever. And they ended up finding this awesome draped cloth from this table. And since it was a gift, I've always kept it.
Yeah.
And he's just dumb as rocks.
But
he's like a very powerful spellcaster. But I love divination. I love being able to understand. I also like to fuck with like that's your role.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm a main mono blue magic player.
Oh,
so
that's why.
I like the control aspect of like no. By the way, no.
Yeah. I love that. I've heard it said that intelligence is book smarts and then wisdom is street smarts.
Yes.
And I think that really fits into how you built Varen.
Varen is very much like he knows things. He doesn't understand things.
Yes.
Like the first session, like when we played that one shot, was he tried to buy a drink with the plate that he was using because it looked nice, and he saw the bartender shining a glass and put two and two together. I also will roll for stupid checks for him. I do my own personal wisdom saving throws to see, is Varen going to do this or is he not going to do this? All right, it's dumb. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So very much that. That is, I think, but my favorite class is Bard, for sure. I love Bards.
Yeah.
Bards are fun. I love the way that Alex is probably, like, to me, the epitome of Bards and charisma. I would slink away mostly from the roguish archetype that
he's currently building it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, again, good for him. That's how he wants to play it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's very perfect where it's at.
This is just me as a little bit of a power gamer and someone who has built a lot of characters, not played a lot of characters, just built, because I love to kind of like dabble and see like, okay, how does this work?
Yep.
And that helped me understand a lot of the old D&D 5e rules. Alex is definitely delving into the bard's idea of jack of all trades.
Yes.
He's really good. He's really good at talking. He's really good at very specific combat encounters. He's really good at sneaking around.
Very good at it.
And so all of these things, and so he's kind of dipping his toes into everyone's stereotypes. And he's really good at it.
He's doing a very good job. They're like, oh, you're the front face of the group. And his character's backstory isn't that.
No, he's
at
not.
all. He's just kind of succeeded enough times where people are like, hey, you're doing it. And that's actually in the real world, that's naturally how it works out too.
Yes.
Which it definitely helps out. That Alex does a good bard. Everybody at the table does very well. I know some people have talked about making new characters. Flinris came from our last campaign.
Yes.
Kronk came from our last campaign. Testes came from our last campaign.
Yeah, because he came in right there at the
very end.
Like
the very
2
end.
sessions.
Very end, yeah. Like he came there for the last battle. And then the Silk was also from last camp, and Spicolia. So really only
2 characters.
just
are
you
brand
and
new.
Aloe.
Yeah, me and Aloe. That's crazy.
I thought it was more. I guess not.
Yeah.
But Aloe she was a very rogue archetype. And this is what I want to talk about this. this is when I feel bad for players because there's times where it doesn't do the thing that they tried to do, and
Yeah.
the roles, like the dice tell stories. I'm a very proponent of saying dice tell stories, but dice are assholes
Yes.
at times, and it's very discouraging. And I don't know if she feels this way, but for me being the bystander of it and being the DM, like I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
I
You want
want
to
you
have
to
fun.
be the awesome rogue and steal shit. It was hard. Like her roles were always
Mhm.
against her as a rogue,
Yes.
and I dope that didn't like push her away from being a
Mhm.
certain class or
Yeah.
something. Like Flinris does
Really good.
good
Yeah.
and bad roles.
Yes.
It's like good or bad.
There is no in between.
There's no in between.
When it came to oh my gosh, Arcades. That was that.
Arcadis.
Or yes,
Arceus.
Arceus. Excuse
Yeah.
me. For Megan's other character, I remember glancing at her character sheet, and I don't believe that. Again, I think we talked about this the last time that we talked. D&D really rewards optimization.
Yes.
Her character sheet, I do not believe was optimized. I think her dexterity was a 14.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not for me to say how you build your character, but if you want to be sneaky, this is not how you do it.
Yeah.
At least the way that the game wants you to do it.
And it doesn't do. So with that, it's like when I grew up, it was very much like that.
Mhm.
Okay, dexterity is gonna be your highest stat, cool. And the way we used to play was you would roll for your abilities.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever had that chance. Sometimes it sucks.
Sucks.
Like
Yes.
you roll, like you have that person that rolls 15s and 16s and awesome like stats, and you
Yeah.
have the person that rolls like 10 even,
Mhm.
and it sucks. New D&D 5 and 5 point and in the 2024 fifth edition, they do a really good job at character building.
Mhm.
They don't do a good job at explaining optimization.
Yes, they don't.
There's so much stuff out there. It's really hard. And like what you were saying, you have to build the characters to find out.
Mhm.
You either have to do that or watch a guide, which part of me is against watching guides, but that's because my own personal take.
There are so many. I do think that video games are a big proponent of this. It's the meta.
It is.
It's to make as good a character as you possibly physically can.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that builds very boring characters. They're strong. Old D&D 5e, Hexblade was the best charisma class you could dip into.
100%.
100%. 2 levels of Hexblade Warlock, and you were a monster, no matter what other class you built.
Yep.
And it got very annoying. And so, me personally, I'm glad that they took Hexblade out. I'm glad that I'm kind of glad that they kind of dished out their abilities into the regular warlocks just build. And so, if you want
Build them back up.
yes,
Build everybody else up.
Mhm.
Or build the other subclasses up.
yes,
Don't just keep making that the meta. But that was also my job with Megan. It was very much like, okay, she's rolling bad.
Mhm.
I'm giving the opportunities, and it's just not happening.
It's
Like
just- yeah.
the dice is telling stories, and it felt very discouraging. So part of me was trying to give her these moments, and I make those successes shine.
Yes,
Like I make them big, like you did the thing, or give these opportunities, or I'll lower the check, because part of me was like, maybe I'm making that check too high.
Mhm.
Let me lower it. So, and there's the aspect of DC checks.
Mhm.
Do I set and I haven't told anybody this. I set certain DCs differently for each person,
Which makes sense.
which makes sense. Like, yeah, okay, okay, Kronk, he's a strength build.
Mhm.
He should be able to be strong and do some stuff.
Yes.
His DC is going to be different than Flinris's.
Mhm.
Like, Flinris is going to have a 15 DC to lift the heavy door. I'm going to make Kronk's a 10.
Mhm.
Because I want him to succeed. It makes sense for him
It
to
makes
succeed.
sense for him to succeed, and when you think about it, it kind of makes sense in real life.
Yeah.
The DC checks kind of help build the randomness into it.
It does.
In your example, say this person they technically could lift
Mhm.
this really heavy block, it's going to be hard for them. Maybe they don't have the right technique or something, but someone who is a lot stronger is going to make it a lot easier. But there's that chance where it's like, oh, they can't get the right grip. Something is wrong with
Yeah.
their form, and then they can't do it. But 9 times out of 10, they're gonna make it.
They're gonna make it.
There's always going to be this randomness, and that's, I think, just something that you have to be accustomed to when playing D&D and the randomness of the dice.
Yes,
It's going to fail sometimes.
it is, and that's failure is not always bad.
It's not always bad. No.
It's not always bad, and I try to make it. It's especially in big moments
Mhm.
when it fails, and that's the way the dice. Like, I'm
Yes.
sorry, it is happens. No matter what we do, it's gonna happen. I will try to spin it in a way where it's not so much a failure, but possibly an opportunity for something else to
Mhm.
succeed.
Yes.
The whole crit fail, crit pass thing, it's those aren't, to me, not moments of like, oh, I did it, or I fucked up and I failed. Those to me are learning moments or storytelling moments. Like, okay, these are highlighted moments. Like, you like, there's so many times that in life you will naturally fail or naturally succeed
Mhm.
at something, whether it's like you're driving down the road and randomly, like, a tire falls off the truck in front of you and
Mhm.
you swerve out of the way really quickly and
Yeah.
stay in your lane, like, crit fit past that.
Yeah, you crit past that, or you swerve. Something happens. Something goes wrong,
Yep.
and then you wreck your car.
You wreck your car.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's everyday life, but there are things that you're gonna remember,
Mhm.
and it's very big highlighted moments.
Yes. The thing that D&D should do, and something that is simply just a learning curve, especially when it comes to DMs, is that you're not always going to be perfect,
Nope.
but you should be able to make it a point that your characters are consistent.
Yeah.
It's like building a magic deck. It's not always going to do it, but it should do it more times than not.
Yes. And exactly, that's actually a good point. Like, the idea of you're gonna have those bad days, you should have more good days
You should
than
have
bad.
more good days.
And
Like, it's a 70-75% chance is that real sweet spot of like, I do it really regularly. Sometimes I mess up.
sometimes, like, the whole DC thing, I used to do it where if I thought you were gonna do good, I'm gonna give you advantage.
Yeah.
I would see that still fail
Yes.
in a high DC check. So I'm like, okay, I had to take a step back, look at myself as a DM, and be like, okay, let's try to change it up. And there's a whole bunch of, like, guides and, like, different things that people do. There's a new rule that's coming out. I don't know if it's official. It's something called encounter dice.
Okay.
So Brennan Lee Mulligan put this out. Who's the DM for Dimension 20 and Critical Role, and for them, I think you roll a. Let me see if I could find it. It's mostly like a narrative thing. Let's see. Encounter dice. D&D. Is that what he called it? It might have been something different.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a video on this the other day. Okay, maybe not. I'll have to look it up. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Rolling with emphasis.
Oh, okay.
So it's you're rolling the d20, and you're taking the result furthest away from 10.
Okay.
So, like, you could say, I call it an emphasis roll. And when you're in a situation where you're either going to likely succeed well or fail miserably, and where middling results are likely less.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one where, like, do you pass the moss without slipping, or would you, like, slip so badly fall back down where you're now on your butt? Like, it's either you're gonna do really, really well, like, you should know this, and if you don't, you're gonna fuck it up real bad.
Yeah.
I thought about trying to introduce that, but I kind of like where we're at now
Mhm.
with the way some of our rules
And
are.
it's probably something to, again, it's kind of that consistency thing, especially with the newer players. It's like trying to introduce a new system is really going to
Yeah, that's true.
their ideas of how the game should work.
Yeah.
Even if it might be better.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like less is more. Like I think we have a good thing that we do. We have a couple like not really homebrewed like table rules, like the way we crit hits.
Yes, and the way that you do it, I love it.
Yes.
Me specifically, because to explain to the viewers, the way that he has it set up is if you crit hit an attack roll, you know, in the original rules, the way that it's written is that you roll double dice of the same damage, but instead, say you hit with a longsword, that damage die is a d8. Instead, you now automatically deal 8 damage plus an additional roll plus your modifier. And I think that personally, it makes it an excellent way to emphasize critical hits. Because if you were to roll just double dice, I'm like, okay, yeah, I crit, but I rolled 2 1s.
2 1s.
I dealt less damage this turn than I did last turn, just hitting normally.
And I crit it.
Yeah, and so
you don't feel like it's a crit.
You don't feel like it's a crit, and there is some fun of the damage of it, but it makes crits feel more impactful because that's what they should be. They should be impactful. Like
the dice tell stories, it's just different stories. So like with that, like you roll like with a great sword, you roll your d8, and for you, if it's like you have a +3 on damage already, you're gonna deal 11 damage, bam, immediately, and then you're rolling another d8 for your normal damage, and you're adding those up. To me, that way you now are hitting 1 way harder.
Yes.
But 2, that crit 20 felt like a crit 20. You're like, ooh, that felt really good. Really good.
And it statistically makes sure that your damage is always at least above average.
Yes. It should.
It should feel
that's the way
average.
It should
be. Something I want to ask you actually.
Yeah.
Have you thought about rules for critting spell attacks? Because even for like the most of average cantrips, say Firebolt, it's a D10, but that D10 increases as you level up. How do you crit that?
That's that's a really good point. I don't know how I would do that, to be honest. If it came up at the table in a session, I would probably come up with something more. To me, it would seem cooler at the time than if I say right now. I think, honestly, what I would do is I think I would flavor it in a way where whatever half of what you could do, like if you roll 3d10, you're immediately going to do 15 damage on top of that, plus whatever you roll. So you have the higher chance to get to that max.
Yes.
Or... Because if I gave you 30 damage right off the... I mean, that's a thing, though. Ooh, that's a good point.
The way that I was thinking of it personally, this is just me brewing it in my head. That's my favorite thing to do, is thinking of these rules that aren't rules and seeing how I could make it at least... what is the word I'm looking for? Balanced.
Yeah.
The way that I would think of it, say, for any spell, I think this could work. For the total amount of damage dice, say for a Firebolt at level 6, it is 2d10 fire damage.
Okay.
Instead, you the amount of dice that you have, whatever half that dice is, or half the number of dice. So say it's 2d10. You instead deal maximum 10 damage plus the 2 additional rolled on top of it.
Yeah.
Instead of the max of the 2 additional dice.
Yeah.
And you do that rolled down.
So 1 less than what you would be rolling.
Yes. So if I roll 3d10 dice, I'd still only an additional 10 damage, but I roll additional 3 d10, and I feel like me personally, that feels very balanced. It still feels impactful.
Yeah.
Because that's still a lot of damage.
It's a lot.
But spells are just aggressively more likely to deal more damage because they're
spells.
They're spells.
They're made to do that.
They're made to do that. And so, that's just the way that I feel like I would balance it. And I know that's not exactly... I would need to write this down if anyone was like genuinely interested in, because I know I did not explain that very well.
No, I mean, I think it's a good way. I actually want to incorporate it now that we're talking about how we would do it. Maybe it's something you and I can build off together from that.
Because I know for me specifically, I'm going to be doing a lot of rolls to attack. Just because, I have Fireball. Everyone should have Fireball.
Everybody should have a Fireball.
Everybody should have Fireball.
You shouldn't always use the Fireball, but everybody should have it.
Should have it, yes. Don't always do it, but you should have it. But a lot of my spells are attack rolls. And so that's something that is going to come up, and that's something that me and you, I think, should at least discuss.
We should give you the chance to have that crit awesome hit, not just the melee people.
Yes.
I feel like we haven't had this discussion because it hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't come up yet. And what about the spells that don't require a hit, and it's a saving throw?
That I think is balanced just fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Me personally, just because you either take full damage or you take half damage.
That's true.
And so there's no way to crit, because say a fireball, 8d6 damage is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a 3rd level spell. That's why I think that 3rd level spells are the quintessential like milestone of spellcasters, because 3rd level spells get fireball.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage. 8d6 is a lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
I can't remember what I rolled last time, because I used fireball for the first time. I think I dealt like 35 damage.
You did a lot.
I did above average damage. It was crazy. And that's for just a 3rd level spell. And I was like, ooh, cool. And that's why people like Fireball.
Everybody loves Fireball. Fireball I use a lot. What is your favorite spell?
My favorite spell? My favorite spell by far is Crown of Stars. It is a 7th level evocation spell. Do you know anything? Do you know what it is?
I do not.
You do not? Do you know Melf's Minute Meteors?
I do.
That is so it is the upgraded version of that.
Okay.
So you get 7 little stars. It's flavored that it becomes a crown on your head. And as a bonus action or full action, as part of your turn, you throw a star out, and it explodes into radiant damage. It's 4d12 damage.
Ooh.
And I love the flavor of it. I think it's really pretty.
It's pretty.
And be able to do a lot of radiant damage, or at least the potential for a lot of radiant damage, is a lot of fun. And if I remember correctly, and it is a bonus action, it's also just a great way to pump damage.
I think it would be awesome to narratively explain when something happens like that. I think I would have a lot of fun talking about the stars going around your head, swirling around your body, and you're just shooting them out like individually, and it's piercing.
It just thematically and just mechanically, it's my favorite spell by far.
That's a cool spell. I have to look at that. I might use it on somebody. You never know. Never know.
I mean, it's a 7th level spell. It's a chunky boy. But I think it's my favorite. I love it. I love Melf's Minute Meteors as well, just because it's the same thing but a lower level.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot more accessible especially for new players.
Yeah. I think my favorite would, being as a bard, I don't know. I have a weird certain like attraction to Shatter.
Shatter? Interesting.
I love the Shatter spell. Like, I say I'm a support class. I think the other part, if I was going to say my favorite support, is either going to be a Spirit Guardians or a Bless.
Okay.
I love Bless. I think Bless and Bane together are like the best combos to have. Yeah. But Shatter, I love Shatter.
That's so funny because that's not even a bard spell.
You get it as a bard.
You do get it as a bard, but it's like I'm pretty sure
it's a wizard spell. I think
it's a wizard, and it is a sorcerer spell as well, as I'm pretty sure. But that's funny that you specifically think Shatter is a bard spell.
I use it only as a bard. I don't use it as anything else because I think it's just something where I control sound. And as a low level, I've never gotten anything higher than a level 5 player.
Okay.
So that was like usually the highest I go, and to me, every moment I've ever casted Shatter has been awesome.
Yes.
Like, I might be downing someone else in the process of it, but because, like, there was a time when I had a cloak that, that was sentient and gave me extra bonuses to my magical powers. But I had to do the one thing that bards normally do. I had to swear off women. I had to pretty much be married to this thing.
Bards do that?
Bards seduce everything left and right? No. They're very shy, lonely people. No, I had to swear I had to be like celibate. And I was like, fine, let's do it.
Fine.
And I ended up like, we had a party member that was a female, that she was about to be downed. And I was like, it was like, I killed this thing or, that gets away. So I was like, cool, Shatter. I ended up like just destroying the entire room.
Mm-hmm.
She got down. She almost died.
Yeah.
There was someone else there as well. I killed the thing. Like he exploded in a pile of guts and goo and everything went
Love
around.
that.
But I don't know. Shatter to me has been like the most fun thematically to do.
I agree. Well, especially from where you're coming from,
Mhm.
I 100% agree.
Like I would just snap my fingers or smack my hands. Like it's something awesome is gonna happen no matter what. And I tell everybody, if you're gonna make a board, get Shatter.
Get
You're
Shatter.
gonna thank me later.
Yes, and especially if you're not going to be a lore bard,
Mhm.
like you're not going to get very much better good.
Nope.
You're not going to get any better AOE spells.
Nope. Bards are boring. I'm
Yes.
sorry, as spellcasters, you're boring.
Yes, you're boring.
But you make up for everything awesome that you can do.
Yeah, literally,
out of combat.
the amount of expertise that bards get is obscene.
Yes.
If you ever multi-class into a bard, or if you start up as a bard and then multi-class somewhere else, you're gonna the kind of skill checks you're gonna do, stupid,
Yep.
dumb, don't like it.
Jack of all trades, baby.
I hate
It's the
it.
best.
I hate it.
It's the best. But there's let's end this session
Okay.
this podcast by talking about if there was a moment that you can recall in our campaigns, this campaign, last campaign, or even the ones that you've DM'd. What one has the biggest impression for you? Your favorite?
My biggest, most favorite impression. Okay. Are you cool if I talk about my first campaign, the one that I played in?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I want to make sure I think about this correctly. It's been several years.
Yeah.
It was me playing my Dragonborn Paladin, and I remember I was when I played as a paladin, I played more of a god was kind of my power, more like a cleric instead of an oath. But my oath was to my god. But as the story had progressed, it turned out that my god was the big bad evil guy.
Really?
He was this big, powerful, like obscenely powerful wizard who was sent to his own domain, and so he basically had become godlike power within the story. And it turns out that I was worshiping him, and he was giving me the power.
Really?
And it was crazy. The amount, like
the plot twist.
The plot twist. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, is this actually happening right now?"
How long were you this player? This character?
I was this character for 2 years.
So you like emotionally are now like
I was aggressively attached.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult to kind of come to this realization, like, oh, the big bad evil guy is the one giving me the power. I have to let this go because I can't let him be the part of the power. And it was a great segue for me to become an Oathbreaker. And boy was that fun. Oathbreaker paladins are the best. If you like playing Death Knights, or if you like the idea of a Death Knight, play an Oathbreaker paladin.
They're a lot of fun. Just don't ever try to go back. It's a process.
Yeah, it's an exhausting process. Don't do it. Just
stay Oathbreaker. Yeah, it's fun.
Double, triple down, whatever you need to do. But it was just the moment that we're all like, oh, we need a minute to kind of process this, like as an individual who's become very attached to this fake character that I have built. And I remember even my character stripping himself of his armor with the emblems of the now big bad evil guy, and I was weakened.
You had to morally question yourself.
Yes, and it was such a moment.
Wow.
And I think that was top 2 moments that happened for me in that campaign.
I can only imagine, like, you spend all this time, you get your emotional tie, you get your ideals, you get your, I'm strong because I'm this, and this guy who will never lead me astray, and I'm right. And then you find out that, like, everything about your world is now completely wrong.
Yes.
And you're like, what do I do? What have I done?
What have I done for this individual who is essentially the quintessential what I'm going up against?
Am I bad in essence?
And the fact that he let me do it means that he was always in control.
Yeah. you had no say in anything, no control. You were played from the beginning.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It was my DM was such a good storyteller, and he loved those kinds of plot twists. He had said he had this planned for a very long time. He hadn't. I let him kind of decide. You know, it's like I'm not really super familiar with any sort of the gods and all of that kind of fun stuff. I want my character to be beholden to a god for his power.
Yeah.
And I just let him have those reins, and it was. I obviously it paid off in spades.
Bro, I would cry. I would cry at that moment. I'll be like, tears at the table, hands in my hair, like, just what has just happened? Oh, that would be a lot to unpack. I think I would take that home and be like, my wife would be like, so how was your game? Of like, just silent.
Awful, terrible. Don't talk to me
Don't
about it.
talk to me. Brooding. Oh, that would be such a cool twist too. I think my favorite, like recently, is the moment where you guys at this table in these campaigns, with Tabletop Masquerade, was how much I have prepared for moments, like a specific thing. Or how much I have going on up here into the story was when we played Bloodstone Calamity, and the whole idea was we found out that, okay, it was the drug scheme. That's how it started.
Yeah.
We're trying to fight the drugs. We're finding out it's more about the drugs. And when we find out there's a player, a top dog, who's kind of controlling this, and that was all just a front. And he's actually now trying to restore the town to what he thinks should be just a halfling town. And there was a moment where Rebecca, who plays Flinris, and I had this moment where he's just like, and everybody who's not a halfling should die.
Yeah.
And then she had this moment where it's like, she had a momentary pause. And as Marrow, the big bad, then I was watching her because this was the moment I was giving her. And then she had that like kind of puzzled look. And I'm like, and then as I talked to her as a DM, I'm like, haven't you ever thought about why you've never taken damage this entire campaign? And Rebecca, who's playing the ranged character, just watching her go. And then the rest of the table just kind of like, what the fuck?
Not only as the ranged character, as she was also a halfling.
Also a halfling. That's why.
And so she thought she was Rebecca is my sister, and she would talk to me about these things in private, and she's like, yeah, I'm doing super good as a ranger, I haven't taken any damage and all this kind of fun stuff. And then it all came together where it's like, wait, the halflings are exempt from all this stuff. And she's like, it all makes sense now.
At that moment, and then the whole table was like, holy shit, there's more going on here.
Yes.
And like, I would have Dave come up to me and be like, dude, how'd you even come up with that? Like, that is one of my more favored moments of that, like, made you guys think, like, holy shit, we don't know much what's going on right now. And that was one of my more favorites recently of that moment in that campaign. And this campaign, it's like, what's happened to this campaign?
This campaign, my thing that I think about is when Megan Allo stood up to Eritros. She rolled super good. She rolled so well. And the rest of us were all stuck, and it was just her and Eritros, and they had that standoff. And I was like, is Allo about to die?
I'm like, you go, girl. You okay?
I was like, oh no. And me as a player, I was like, this is amazing. This is great. I'm so proud of you. As a character, I was like, she's about to die.
I'm about to witness my friend die.
Yes, and this was not okay. But I think that was such an amazing moment that the dice told the story.
And I was like at the point where she was doing it, and I was like, okay, you sure about it? And then she started rolling really well, and I'm like, holy shit.
And I was like, this is what's happening.
I want this to like be big. That was I forgot about that moment where she stood up to this man. Like it. This is not even a spoiler. This guy's a level 20 plus wizard.
Yeah.
And he's insane.
And Allo hasn't met Eritros. The rest of us knew Eritros.
Yeah.
And we're all like, this is not the person you need to be messing with.
No. And she went toe to toe for a while. Like
for just
he was wheeling.
For a moment, he just the roles were saying, this is Allo's moment.
Yep. that was the like. There's times you give the players their moment to
Yes,
shine.
This is the spirit of the rules.
Spirit of the rules, even if they fail, but that is their moment.
Yes.
That is a very that is a good point. That is probably one of my more favored moments of this campaign. Specifically. I liked the emotional ties that Wesley had with that family.
Yes.
That one was a real hard one to go through. Also, not preparing you for what you guys are going to be doing is always one of my I always enjoy those moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole airship. We pulled up into the Jaded Forest. We had the airship. What are we gonna do? I had this whole fucking thing planned out, and it went nowhere near that I thought it was gonna go.
Nope.
We burned shit, blew shit up. We were invisible. I was like, how the fuck? Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Have fun. Do what you want. But yeah, that's good. That I'm excited for many more moments like that. I have a lot more planned. Like everybody has their own story in this campaign. Like arc quest that I'm gonna be capitalizing on, and hint, spoiler, we're gonna be hinting at one of them here real soon. Real soon.
Oh, fun! That's fun for me.
I think I'm gonna hint at everybody slowly, and then. But there's one person's we're about to hit hard here real quickly, so
I'm excited.
If you guys want to keep watching, man, you gotta watch our Whispers in the Grove campaign that are on our YouTube channel. Also, we're gonna start streaming too, so if you want to come in live, go for it as well. It is a little late, but if you're willing to, it's a lot of good times.
It's a great way for those night owls who just sit there and play video games late into the evening on your days off and you don't have anything to do. It's a great way to just sit and let people just yap.
Yep, that's what we do. We just yap. We yap and have fun and play games. Well, Michael, it's been awesome having you here again.
Yes, thank
we need
you,
to definitely do this again. I cannot wait to pick more of that brain of yours. I want to go more in depth with the way that you look at building some campaigns or your one shots and how you interact with certain situations. And also, how do you deal with problem players? Or like maybe not so much problem players, but a decision a player makes where you're like, we need to have a discussion on
players who cause problems.
Exactly. And talking on the side, I think you have a lot of stories like that. Or several of them.
Don't I?
Oh, we definitely need to do this again. But it's always a pleasure. I can't wait to do this again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again at this session with you guys watching. Thanks again, guys.